Alright, Mr. Fulkerson back, and practice what you preach, practice what you teach. Alright, let's take a look. I basically opened up the game frame. This is the next video in the series, and number 2. Alright, so taking a look, right, here's the power adapter. You'll notice I basically connected it all together. This part goes into, let's untangle this mess, this part goes into the outlet, right? This part, right, goes into the game frame. So let's take a look how it's plugged in. I really like this little ledge that they made for the game frame. So sometimes when I don't have it plugged in, I just leave it hanging there, right? How's it hanging? Cool, awesome. All right, so I lift it up here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and show you the input here, right, for the power, right? That's where it goes, okay? So I'm just gonna go ahead and see if I can one-hand it there, put it in there, right? There we go. And then I'm gonna put the wire through this little hanging edge there, so that way it's nice and set up. Now, it's always a good idea to keep everything that comes with the game frame just in case. Hey, maybe you're traveling. Maybe you want to hang up your game frame. Remember, that hole is for hanging up. So when you put it back on, right, that you can hang it up and cool artwork and show people. And hey, it's a good showpiece, right, for whomever. All right, taking a look, right, just a heads up also, there's just a little note here that you'll notice that these screws here that I was talking to you about, right, it's a little hard to see because it's not focusing. There we go. There's a plus right there, and I was like, oh yeah, this is a pretty nice little screwdriver. Okay, it looks beautiful, but hey, it doesn't work. Just because it looks cool doesn't always necessarily mean it's functional. That's a good thing to note. You'll notice it's a flathead. It's huge, right? You really need for these screws that end up in the corners, right, in the corners of these, which go into these little metal things, right? Phillips screwdriver recommended, and a lot smaller because this is a flathead, super huge, didn't even fit in the hole. I had to grab a different one at home and then undo it. I apologize that I didn't bring it here. Time constraints, blah blah blah. All right, so taking a look, right, we've got this the screws out, and I recommend again that you keep all your screws. So yeah, keep them in a little baggie or whatever. Make sure you know where they are. Always a good idea when you get a nice piece of equipment to keep all the parts and even the box and even the parts in the box, because hey, you can have fun with bubble tape or bubble paper, and you can have fun with making sure you put it back in, so when you travel that you still have your fragile game frame box. All right, I mean fragile, you know what I mean. All right, so here's the remote. What happens is, I already did this, but there was a little piece of tape here. You pull it out, and that lets it know that you are using excuse me, getting all choked up about the battery, sorry, clearing my throat. So you pull out that little tape, kind of like a new watch, and that way it lets it know that the battery is now connecting to the remote, so that way you can then work it. Okay, now I like the way I work it. Sorry, that was a bad pun song. Anyway, in regards to if you want to turn it on, right, make sure it's plugged in, right, turn it on, but then make sure you turn it off before you unplug this, okay? Always a good technique lesson in life in regards to not causing a surge or messing up your nice piece of equipment, because we have some really small firmware. Jeremy did a really nice job in regards to the firmware, some ports, even talking about the codage, which I'm not really into, and I don't even know if codage is a word, but the codes, right, the code of the game frame. So it's really kind of a nice setup. I will leave a link to the Kickstarter in which Jeremy talks about all the applications of each port, and also about the innards, and then some. Okay, so keep that in mind. The code and all that good stuff will be on a link posted down below. Please check it out. Jeremy's a cool dude. We work together to make this happen for you. All right, so I really like how he really helped me out, and so that way I can help you help me, keeping that in mind. All right, GameFrame2 video is now over. I'm getting all teary-eyed. All right, so check out for the next video. See ya.